Welcome back to the Catapult Effect podcast. I am your host, Katie Wrigley. In part one of this episode, Haley Coleman shared how her own panic attacks led her to discover the deep connection between our environment, the people around us, and our nervous systems. We talked about the body check, how to spot the hidden signs of chronic stress, and why sometimes the most powerful reset is as simple as closing your eyes and breathing. In part two, we're getting into the tools that actually work in the moment, what burnout really looks like in the body, and Haley shares something that honestly stopped me in my tracks about choosing the familiar hell over the unfamiliar heaven. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Catapult Effect podcast. I'm Katie Wrigley, neuroscience coach and entrepreneur. This podcast is for high-performing leaders who look capable on the outside, but know the pressure of carrying too much alone. Each week, we explore the internal and external systems that create real ease, from nervous system regulation to delegation and smarter support. If you're ready to build in a way that feels steady and sustainable, you're in the right place.
It's sad, but it's fascinating because it's data,
Yeah.
right? And I love data because that tells you that a lot of people, like, what is your unsafe environment, right?
Yep.
Know what your unsafe environment is. So for them to be aware that, like, yes, darkness or not being able to see what's in front of me, whatever the reason is, like, that's a huge awareness that they have, and that's amazing. And yeah, like if you are one of those, like 100% just focus on an object. And it just, the reason we want you to focus is because then your brain can't think about other things while you're trying to focus on your heart and your breath.
Yep. Yeah, as you're going in there and rounding it up. And then the thing that I used to do when I was trying to get into breath work was from Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. And so my brain would still be racing and I'd, still have the shallow breaths and,
Hmm.
trying to get my, come on, belly, engaged. And it feels so hard to engage when you're up here. And my brain would still be racing, racing, racing. And the thing that he had mentioned to do is to say, ask yourself, what's my next thought? And I'll
Yeah.
still use this if my brain starts to jumble a whole bunch of ideas. I'm like, what's my next thought?
Yeah.
Because now your brain's like, what is my next thought? Instead of
Yeah.
coming up with it, it's like, what is it?
A really cool technique that I learned through an ancient study, um, to ground yourself, humming.
Mm,
Your favorite song, because your brain has to think about the words that you're humming and it shuts your brain down. It's fascinating.
I love that. I'm going to try
Yeah.
that the next time my brain wants to go squirrely on
Yeah.
me. Like I
It's
can pull it
so
back in seconds,
cool.
but I like to
Like,
vary it up.
let's say you're driving and you're starting to feel overwhelmed and you can't put your hand on your belly and your heart or whatever. If you hum, like turn everything off, turn radio off, if you start humming out loud your favorite song, it shuts the thoughts off because it your brain can't do both.
Nice. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool. I'm going to definitely try that. That sounds fun, actually.
So if you see us humming in public, just give us a moment.
We'll be right with you.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it just like how much can I relax myself or how enjoyable is this? Like so sometimes I'll just try it even if I'm not feeling wound up. I'm like, I heard about that. Let's give it a go. Like, yeah,
There
me
you go.
too. Like there was someone had sent it. I don't remember who it was. It was someone on Instagram and they sent me the message through Facebook. But the guy was showing like this technique to basically like stick your fist into your, or no, I was under the left armpit. Stick your fist
Yeah.
into your left armpit and hug yourself.
There's
And
a
like,
pressure point there.
yeah. And it like, as soon as you start doing that along with the hug, it's like your body just goes, like
Yeah.
even when you're like, I'm not even tense right now, but even just doing that, I'm like, I immediately feel it.
Yeah, well, a lot of that's like somatic stuff, like for individuals that like don't or that are okay with closing their eyes, putting like their palms on their eyelids and like pressing it, like keeping your eyes closed and pressing kind of a little pressure on your eyes. Like there's something to do with that and the connection with your conscious mind where it just shuts it down.
Yeah,
It's
that makes
so
sense.
cool.
Oh, that is cool. Thank you. I'll try that one too.
Lots of tips and tricks.
Coming up with them today, aren't we, Haley? So, what are some of the signs that are more hidden around burnout that a lot of high achieving professionals come across?
I think the biggest one that most of my clients didn't recognize at first was their stomach, the flutters. I know it's a podcast, but like bowel movements, if your bowel movements are off, like
Yep.
if you are constantly full all the time and you are hungry, but you're still so full, like any sort of gut health, certain foods that are bothering you now, acid reflux, GERD, like all those things to do with stomach issues, that like people just kind of brush off stomach issues. And
Yep.
to me, that was my one of my first biggest indicators was like if I'm stressed, my stomach's just like instantly shot for like a day. And but a lot of my clients were like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, last week my stomach did this, or yeah, I can't have that food today, or it's fascinating." So that is the biggest thing. Another big thing is not being able to finish sentences,
Mm. Ooh, that's a good
right?
one.
Like
Yeah.
you just cognitively like can't get it out. You just can't finish a sentence. And there's few reasons why, whether you're in fight, flight, or freeze, but a lot of the time is because you just can't, your brain is spiraling so much, you might not even notice it because that could be your norm,
Mm-hmm.
but you genuinely like can't finish the sentences or you can't hold that conversation properly without being like spotty. And yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, you just totally triggered a memory for me, Haley, when I was still in corporate, well, like 10 years, actually more than 10 years before I started to do this. When was this in time? It was a long time ago. Anyway, it was one of the times when I was pausing on drinking for a while, and I think I was like 30 days into it or something. And every single time I talked, I lost what I was saying. And I was
Hmm.
doing training. I was getting sent all over the world at that point in time to give training in foreign countries. And I'm like,
Yeah, you lose your train of thought and you just like
totally
can't get
gone.
it out.
And I had never actually, I know that that had happened, but I had never actually been like, oh, of course my stress went. And not that drinking is the best way for stress relief, but it was providing something to my nervous system to offload that stress.
It
And
was your norm at the
it
time.
was,
You
it was.
remove that norm and now your system's like, what the heck?
Right, right. Yeah, it didn't know what to do. And now I haven't had a drink since 2018, so it'll be 8 years in
Awesome.
July. And my nervous system wouldn't even know what to do with alcohol at this point. And like, I don't need it. I don't want it. Like,
Yeah.
more power to you. If you enjoy your drinks, have at it. But for me, like with my addictive personality, it just wasn't the best thing for me to keep doing. But yeah, you're right. It was the stress level went up because I took away one of my stress reducers. And since I wasn't aware at the time, I didn't substitute it with anything that was going to be healthy to get that stress level back down. I just kept going.
Because yeah. And I want to talk about that quickly before we wrap up. Like, I know a lot of my clients are like, well, I've been in this situation for so long and now I'm choosing healthy situation and my nervous system is shot.
Yes.
Because whatever your norm is, whether it's cruel and toxic, if that's your norm for X amount of time, that's what your nervous system is used to.
Hmm.
So now you're like, oh, on the opposite side, now I want to be healthy. I want to surround myself with awesome people and healthy support. Your nervous system is going to be shocked.
Yep.
And you still will, even though you're making healthy choices and a positive change, because your nervous system isn't used to that yet, is going to react and tell you all the alarms and say, this isn't good. I don't like this. I don't like this. And that's why a lot of people go back to their unhealthy relationships or ways because they're like, oh, but this is more calm. But
Yes.
it's only because your nervous system is used to that chaos. So
Yep.
give it time. Give it time.
Yep. The familiar hell over the unfamiliar heaven.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. I went to go try to find who the originator of that quote was, and I wasn't able to find it when I was doing research around my book. But I have a friend that's going through that right now as she's has all these positive changes and her nervous system just went "Ah!" Like
Yes.
totally wigged out on
What
her
is
over the
happening to me?
weekend. Yeah, and she's like, I know this is good. I know this is good. She's like, But when you've had trauma and this much change, I'm like, yep, your nervous system's choosing that familiar hell over the unfamiliar heaven. Like you're teaching it right now that it's going to want to go towards the heaven, but right now it's going, oh my God, what are you doing? Like you
Yeah.
were giving us comfort. We don't know what to do with that.
It takes a while.
It
So if
does.
you're listening to this, give yourself, I want to say at least a month.
Yeah.
Like behavior change is at least 21 days,
Yes.
at least, where you start feeling a bit better. So
Yeah, I
time.
agree with that. Yeah, even the modality I use, we can make changes quicker, but the nervous system still isn't going to move to that new pattern until it feels safe. And it takes
Yeah.
a little time and repetition, like you were saying, to continue doing those things for the nervous system to be like, okay,
Yeah,
I
because
can
we
get on
have
with this now.
to, that's part of the cognitive behavioral training that I took was we need to teach our brain and our nervous system new pathways, and
Mhm.
that takes time. And so there's different strategies you can do to actually change the way the neurons flow and the new pathways it's going to create. It's so cool, but it takes time, and
Yep.
it can be done.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that little thing called neuroplasticity, which is our brain's ability to adapt to different environments as the environments keep changing. If the brain can change negatively, it can also change
Yeah.
positively based on the positive input that you're giving it. And it does take time to build those up. Like I like to give the analogy of like two paths in the forest, like one's super well worn and we just don't want to go on that path anymore because now maybe there's a mountain line down that path and it's just not safe anymore. So we want to go this way. And it's going to take a while until that path is as well worn as the one with the mountain lion.
Yes. I like that. Just gotta keep pushing through those bushes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And sometimes it's a little easier if you got some machinery to like plow it down a little quicker, but it's a process for everybody and everyone's nervous system goes at a different speed. Like you mentioned initially that we're all so unique and these signs of
Mhm.
burnout, these signs of stress can sneak up on us in different ways and it looks different for each person. The healing journey is going to look different for per each person too, because you're a unique person and
Yeah.
your nervous system isn't going to let go until it feels safe to do so.
And your nervous system is biologically unique to you. And that's why it's like you can't have a one-stop program where you can like put every one of your clients into this program. It's a unique program that has to be done by the basis of your biology and your trauma and what you are willing to do in order to move through that.
Yes. And that last thing, what you're willing to do, like that is a
Hmm.
big piece of it too. Like
Hmm.
you can have a lot of the tools and they're only going to work if you use them, which is your willingness and your
Yeah,
willingness to do the more you're willing to do it, the faster you're going to move through it. Well, that kind of
I
rhymed.
like.
Didn't it?
I know. I like it.
Like that just kind of came up. So I love this conversation, Haley. So how can people work with you?
I have two options, and like I said, everyone's so unique. So I have a one-off option where you and I do a private call, and I can teach you tools and tricks and help you get to the bottom of some of your stressors or traumas. With my psychic ability, I can help you with past, present, or future to help you really dive deep into what the source is that's causing this for you. Um, if you are needing more of a deeper dive into working through the situation at hand, I offer a 12-week private coaching option. So that means you and I talk on video or phone once a week, but then you also get me on text on a 24/7 chat.
Nice.
So private chat. So you and I work together because, and the reason I offer the private chat is because you could be having the best day and then someone texts you and we don't have a call till Monday and it's Thursday night and you get triggered. I want you to text me so I can work through that in the moment because that's how you heal.
Mhm.
We don't heal by talking about the trigger in a week from now. We
Yeah.
heal by working through it in the moment. And so that is my signature offer right now is the 24/7 chat because we have to work through it in the moment, get you feeling grounded again, talk about it, release it, and move forward. And this is kind of controversial, but like regular therapy doesn't heal like that.
Nope.
We cannot go to our therapist once a week and be like, just brain dump everything and then be like, okay, great, thanks. We need in the moment. And that is how I've healed over 150 clients from around the world by doing that chat.
Nice. Yeah, and that's a big difference because life continues to happen. I love that you're able to create that space for clients to meet you in the moment when they need you and have that. And you'd actually reminded me I wanted to dive more into like the psychic ability, the intuitive piece. And what have you noticed as far as your own intuition, your own psychic abilities? How have those opened up as you've been living with this now regulated nervous system that you're teaching others to do?
Um, I mean, no one's perfect. I had a little moment a couple weeks ago where I wasn't actively doing my stuff, my regulation stuff, and yeah, my psychic ability was very like clouded. So it's very important to actively work on self, even for the healers and the ones doing it. I've been doing it for 7+ years, and I still forget sometimes if I'm busy, right? So
Mhm.
actively working on your regulation tools, being in tune constantly with yourself every single day, because my psychic ability is, I mean, it's a gift. It's in my family. My family's all from England and Ireland, and a lot of our family members have that gift, which is incredible. And I like to use it to help others in terms of understanding past situations or present or even future situations where I can help. I guess steer them in different directions in terms of if you do this, this may happen, and this is what we see. So it's free will, willpower, right? But again, yeah, like being in tune with myself, actively practicing my own craft and actively practicing my own psychic abilities by doing different readings on people and focusing on my own gift is what truly helps heal the others in terms of what they can and can't see, right?
Yeah, I love that. And I think all of us are born with those gifts. It's just, do we come from a family and a belief system that talks about it? Like your family clearly talks about the fact that we all have this within us. My family doesn't acknowledge any of that stuff. But
Yeah.
I've also seen too many examples of both within my own life and other people's lives. Like we always get that knowing. And
Yeah.
that's your intuition, that's your psychic gift there. It's we just get trained away from it as we become older, unless again, we've got a belief system or family that's really embraced that part of the human experience and continues to keep that alive and encourages those gifts. But I believe that not to the same extent. Like, some people are going to be really, really tapped in and blow your mind, and others, like, they may not have cultivated the skill that much. But I think everybody has that ability to do it. And I love that you pull that into your work as well, Hailey, and help give that intuitive, that gut feeling that, yes, this is where we need to go. And here's what I see maybe coming. And here are the choices of what you can do with it. And it's always
Yeah.
your choice. What do you want to do with this?
Um, the majority of my clients like to utilize my gift to understand the person that has abused them,
Mm,
or like truly understand them at their core. Like, why did they do this? Maybe from a childhood, when did they do this? What actually happened to me?
hmm.
Why am I triggered as an adult? I'm able to tune in and tell them the scene and the scenario and what actually happened and who it was by. And or in the future, if for example, if that person wants to go this route, like what do you see like foresee happening? Like, is that something that I should explore? Another part is like, yeah, the relationship part. If I talk to my partner about this, why would their reaction be like this? So I can tune into those people psychically and truly understand and give that person the understanding and clarity that they need in order to move forward with that.
I love that. That's definitely another layer that most people don't get with a coach. I love that you're doing that. Where can people find you, Hailey, so they can connect with you?
I'm driving everyone to my landing page. There's a little form you can fill out or a live chat. The form is just your name, number, and email, and a little note saying why you want to tune into me and connect with me. It comes directly to me, so I'll privately message you and we can dive into a free clarity call and just really see how I can support you. It's at www.hailey-coleman.com. Or you can find me on Instagram at live.empower.
Awesome. Thank you. And we'll make sure that those are included in the show notes so that people can reach out to you directly if they're loving what you're saying as much as I'm loving what you're saying. I want to make sure you guys reach out to Hailey and get the help that you need to get that nervous system regulated, help tap into some of her abilities as the intuitive, the psychic that she is. And also, she's clearly shown she's learned a lot about this from her own lived experience. Is there any last thing that you would want to leave the listener with today, Hailey, who may be struggling and feeling anxious or feeling physical pain or all of the above, like was the case with me?
Reach out, because every one of my clients said that they were struggling and tried all the things until they reached out to somebody who could actually teach them.
Yes.
If it's an investment in yourself, do it. I do offer free calls to give you a couple tips and tricks. But reach out, because I know with like data shows with all of my clients around the world, they tried everything on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They came to me as a last resort. They tried all the things, medications, strategies, tools, different styles of therapies, different holistic tools and therapies. Like they tried so many things until they were like, you know what? I'm not healing at a soul level. This is just all surface level stuff and I'm still struggling. And that is why all my clients came to me. So if you're at that level and you feel like, man, I've tried everything, reach out, find someone who can actually teach you nervous system regulation.
Amen to that. Thank you. Thank you for wrapping. That is beautiful. I'm going to pause there. And thank you, listener, for joining us today and spending time with Hailey and I. And until next time, please be well. Thanks for being here on the Catapult Effect podcast. If today's episode supported you, share it with another leader who's ready to create more ease in how they build. And leave a review so more heart-led leaders can find these conversations. You don't have to do everything yourself. When the right systems are in place, inside and out, business gets lighter. Until next time, protect your capacity.